Hello, beautiful people, and welcome. My name is Samson Williams from Bright.us, investment crowdfunding done bright. And today we're coming back with the wonderful people from KARM Legal, specifically Barkha, and of course our other guest, Maureen Murat. And today we're going to be talking about Reg A plus rules and raising up to $75 million here in the US using Reg A plus. But first, we're going to kick it over to Barkha from KARM Legal Consultants from our favorite place, the United Arab Emirates in Dubai. You want to introduce herself, and then we're going to talk a little bit about what Reg A plus means in the UAE.
Hi, good afternoon from a very sunny Dubai, and good morning to all of you watching from US. I'm Barkha. I work with KARM Legal Consultants. I'm a senior associate over there. My primary focus is capital markets. I'm a capital markets lawyer, have been for about 6 years. And in KARM Legal, I specifically focus on security token offerings with respect to anything with respect to fintech and payment service provider mechanisms, and also, of course, crowdfunding. Thank you, Samson, for such a kind introduction. Over to you.
Oh, you're quite welcome. And of course, we want to make sure that Maureen Murat introduces herself properly, and of course, gives us the disclaimer she's so famous for. Go, Maureen.
Good morning, Maureen Murat here with Crowdie Advisors. My work is focused on crowdfunding, equity and debt crowdfunding in the US, and my disclosure is that the information we are sharing with you today should be used for informational purposes only. We are not giving you legal or financial or tax advice, and we encourage you to do your research before you decide on what to do with your business.
That's right. Excellent. Excellent. So today we're going to talk about Reg A plus here in America. So under the current rules, as of January 5th, when you're watching this, you can only raise $50 million under the current Reg A plus rules. By the time you watch this, the Reg A plus rules will have been increased to $75 million, hopefully, knock on wood. That is going to happen this year here in America. But first, we want to kick it over to Barkha from KARM Legal, because she was saying something interesting offline. They don't really have a Reg A plus exemption in Dubai, in the UAE. So Barkha, can you explain a little bit, how does that work when entrepreneurs are looking to raise upwards of $50 or $75 million there in Dubai?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. So like in US, there is something called as Reg A Plus, which is a mini IPO where you can now raise 75 million under the tier 2 band, and under the tier 1, it is 20 million. I think Maureen would explain that later. But unlike that, UAE doesn't have a mini IPO system. So you either go for a Reg CF, a parallel to a Reg CF, which is a crowdfunding over here, and go for an investment crowdfunding or a loan-based crowdfunding, or which is something very popular over here. It is definitely property crowdfunding because of the real estate mechanism that is there in UAE. So either you take these routes of crowdfunding, or you do an exempt offering, which is an offering which is dedicated to the professional investors, which is a very similar term to an accredited investor in the US, and or you go for a public offering. The very popular thing over here is an exempt offering, and the financial free zones, as Akshita also highlighted yesterday, which is ADGM and DIFC, have a particular mechanism for an exempt offering by which an issuer entity can raise that amount.
Excellent. Very good to know. Very good to know. So if you're looking to raise funds, significant amount of funds, you of course want to reach out to KARM Legal and have them walk you through that. I do have a question for you. Can Americans invest in deals out of that originate in Dubai?
No. Right now, that mechanism is not there. The cross-border transactions for a US citizen to invest in a company which is listed, or which is planning to do an exempt offering just based out of ADGM and DIFC, it looks a bit tough. Having said that, the regulators will come up with a mechanism, and right now they are opening up doors and trying to pacify and make a bridge with the other regulators of the world. So I think the world can watch. I think Dubai is the next hub. UAE is the next hub for all of this, for sure.
I agree. I agree. I'm a big fan of Dubai and Sharjah. Sharjah doesn't get enough love, but I love going to Sharjah when I'm in the UAE. But talking about having cross-border investors and cross-border opportunities, because the whole world seems to be has a headquarters in Delaware. We're going to go to Maureen Murat, who's based in Washington, D.C., to tell us a little bit about the Reg A and Reg A plus rules, tier 2, tier 1, tier 2, and what that means if you want international investors. Maureen?
Sure. So Reg A plus is the expanded or amended rule of Reg A, the original Reg A. And so that's why we call it Reg A plus, because it adds these two tiers. But Reg A plus is considered a mini IPO because you're not necessarily going public, but there are some flexibilities that Reg A plus have that mirror launching an IPO, an initial public offering to the public. So with the Reg A plus, the way that the rules are written now, and Samson did mention earlier, they are changing. But the way that they're written now, under tier 1, a company can raise up to $20 million, and then up in tier 2, you can raise up to $50 million. The main difference between tier 1 and tier 2 are the reporting requirements to states, which we call in the states blue sky laws, and essentially the amount. So with either tier, you can raise those funds on a platform, but what sets Reg A plus from Reg CF, what sets Reg A plus apart from Reg CF is that if you are raising funds via Reg A plus, you don't necessarily have to go through a FINRA approved platform. You can raise funds on your own platform. Granted, you still have to go through the Form 1A application process with the SEC, but you may be able to raise the funds on your own platform. But like an IPO and like Reg CF, you are the company is allowed to issue shares and stocks to the public, but not just accredited investors. Unaccredited or non-accredited investors can also invest in a Reg A plus deal without. I mean, there are some limitations on income, but generally speaking, anyone can invest in a Reg A plus, which is a way to kind of open doors to generational wealth and being able to give, the average person the opportunity to invest in something beyond, the traditional investment vehicles like real estate or gold or something like that.
I love it. I love it. So I'm going to ask you the same question that we asked Barkha. Can foreign investors invest in Reg A plus deals here in America?
Foreign investors can invest in Reg A plus deals, but they are subject to KYC and AML checks on the platform. So yes, but not just throwing money at it. You still have to respect the rules of how much you can invest based on. If you're an accredited investor, there are no limitations, but you still are subject to some due diligence by the platform.
Excellent, excellent. Well, thank you, ladies, for this nice overview of the Reg A, of raising money, period, and raising significant amount of monies, whether you're in the UAE, in Dubai, or here in America. And I just want to give a quick recap over, since it's January 2020, when we're making this recording. Doesn't matter when you're watching it. Happy 2021, right?
Yes.
I time travel back a year. I apologize for everyone for that. We don't want to redo 2020. But in 2020, the crowdfunding industry saw a 105% increase in 2020 over 2019. So what that means is that in 2020, $214 million was raised via crowdfunding here in America. That's actually phenomenal. We're showing year over year growth. We had 105% increase. The top platforms are WeFunder, Start Engine, Republic, Net Capital, Micro Ventures, Seed Invest, Main Invest, Next Seed, who actually merged with Republic early in 2020, Equifund, CFP, and TrueCrowd. Those are the top 10. And so I just want to give that out to you to give you some context, because the industry is definitely growing. And I want to give a shameless plug to the Crowdfunding Professional Association. That's cfpa.org. You can join them to just keep up to date on more what's happening in the crowdfunding space in general. Till then, Barkha, if you could just let the audience know how they can reach out to you in the future.
Absolutely. You can, of course, reach out to me on LinkedIn. Otherwise, please feel free to log into our website as well, which is karm.com. Or I can, I'll tag this video and give my email ID. It is barkha@karmadv.com. Barkha, which is BARKHA @karmadv.com. And happy to answer your queries always. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And we'll drop that information in the links below so everyone can reach out to Barkha and the KARM legal consulting team out there in Dubai and the UAE. Maureen, how can people get in contact with you?
Sure. I am on social media at Crowdie Advisors. So that's Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. And then I'm also on LinkedIn, Maureen Murat, Murat on LinkedIn.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you.
And I also have a website, www.crowdieadvisors.com.
Excellent. Maureen is all over the internet. You could probably just Google her name. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for sharing on behalf of Bright.us, investment crowdfunding done Bright. We welcome you to check out our website, learn more, not just about how Bright does crowdfunding, but how the crowdfunding industry as a whole is having an impact on Main Street businesses, not only in America, but worldwide. Till then, stay awesome, stay safe, cover your cough. See you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.